Carter turned away from the window. He had a battleship crew to brief. 2 days later, Admiral Carter stood in a large underground hangar beneath the lunar surface. Before him was a U.S. Defiant. The ship was beautiful in a dangerous way. It was smaller than most people would expect a battleship to be, only about 500 meters long. Its hull was dark gray and oddly smooth, with few visible seams or attachments. It didn't have the usual engines or weapon ports that most would associate with a warship. Instead, it looked almost organic, like a predator adapted perfectly to its environment. Captain Eric Reeves stood beside Carter. Reeves was in his 40s, with short brown hair going gray at the temples and a face that looked like it had forgotten how to smile. "She's ready, Admiral." Reeves said. "All systems checked and double-checked. Crew is aboard except the command team. We're waiting for your briefing." Carter nodded. "Let's not keep them waiting." Inside the ship, Carter met the command crew in the briefing room. They were all there. Navigation Officer Adam Murphy, a young man with quick eyes and quicker hands. Weapons Specialist Laura Johnson, whose calm demeanor had a tactical mind unmatched in the service. Communications Officer Daniel Garcia, who had mastered all known alien languages. Science Officer Barbara Baker, whose 3 Nobel Prizes were only a fraction of her accomplishments, and Chief Medical Officer Alan Phillips, whose work in medicine had saved millions of lives without any of them knowing his name. And of course, there was Dr. Olivia Martinez, the chief engineer. She was perhaps the most brilliant of them all. Her work on the quantum singularity drive had revolutionized space travel, though only the people in this room knew it. Carter stood before them. "You all know what happened at the Galactic Council. You've seen the recordings. Humanity was dismissed as primitive, violent, and unworthy. We were told to stay in our system or face consequences." He looked at each of them in turn. "Your mission is to return to the Council. You will request a peaceful reconsideration of Earth's application for membership. You will conduct yourselves with dignity and restraint at all times." Carter paused. "However, you are authorized to defend yourselves with all necessary force of attack. And you are to demonstrate that humanity is not to be trifled with. The Defiant represents technology that the Council believes is centuries beyond our reach. Your job is to change their perspective on humanity, one way or another." Captain Reeves spoke up. "Rules of engagement, sir." "Do not fire first," Carter said firmly. "I cannot stress this enough. We are not starting a war. But if attacked, you may respond with appropriate force. Use your judgment, Captain." After the briefing, as the command crew prepared to take their stations, Dr. Martinez pulled Captain Reeves aside. "The Council has no idea what we're capable of," she said quietly. "The technology on this ship is generations ahead of what they think we have. The quantum singularity drive alone would shock them. And the weapons—" She shook her head. "Let's hope we don't have to show them," Reeves replied, but they both knew that was exactly what they were being sent to do. An hour later, the U.S. Defiant departed Luna Command. To the few who saw it leave, it seemed to simply vanish, as if it had never been there at all. The mission had begun. One battleship against an entire galaxy. But this battleship carried humanity's greatest achievements and humanity's best people. The galaxy had no idea what was coming. Captain Eric Reeves stood on the bridge of the U.S. Defiant, hands clasped behind his back. The bridge was smaller than most people would expect for a battleship. It was designed for efficiency, not show. 7 stations were arranged in a semicircle, with the captain's chair in the center. Each station controlled a different aspect of the ship's operations. Status report. Reeves said, "Quantum singularity drive operating at peak efficiency," reported Dr. Olivia Martinez from the engineering station. Her dark hair was pulled back in a practical ponytail. Her eyes focused on the complex displays in front of her. "We can maintain faster-than-light travel for 6 months without needing to recharge if necessary." "Navigation systems green across the board," said Officer Adam Murphy. His fingers danced across his controls with practiced ease. "We're on course for the Centauri system. Estimated arrival in 36 hours. Weapons and defensive systems are fully operational," said Laura Johnson. Unlike the others, she sat very still at her station, only her eyes moving as she monitored her displays. Adaptive shields at maximum capacity. All graviton torpedoes and phase cannons ready. Communications array functioning perfectly, reported Daniel Garcia. I'm monitoring all frequencies, but it's quiet out here. Life support and medical systems ready, said Dr. Alan Phillips from his medical station. Crew health status optimal. Sensors detect no other vessels within range, said Science Officer Barbara Baker. We are alone in this sector of space. Reeves nodded, satisfied. Very good. Maintain course and speed. I want hourly reports. As the bridge crew went about their duties, Reeves sat in the captain's chair and pulled up a secure file on his personal display. It contained all the information Earth had gathered on the Galactic Council and its 17 elder species. He began to read, refreshing his memory on what they might be facing. The Galactic Council had been formed 10,000 years ago. The 17 species that now controlled it had been the first to develop faster-than-light travel in this part of the galaxy. They had found each other, fought wars, formed alliances, and eventually created the Council to maintain peace among themselves. Over time, they had encountered other, younger species developing space travel. Some were welcomed into the Council as junior members. Others were ignored. A few were conquered outright. The pattern was clear. The Council respected strength and technology, but had little use for younger civilizations unless they offered some benefit. Earth had revealed itself to the galaxy 50 years ago, presenting itself as a young civilization that had just developed faster-than-light travel. The reality was very different. Humanity had possessed this technology for much longer, but had chosen to keep it secret while they observed the galaxy. Reeves closed the file. The deception had been necessary. Earth needed to understand what it was dealing with before revealing its true capabilities. Now that time had come. He looked around the bridge at his crew. They were the best Earth had to offer, each a genius in their field. And they were about to face the greatest challenge of their lives. Captain, called Officer Murphy from navigation. I've been reviewing our approach vector. Request permission to adjust course to avoid the main shipping lanes into Centauri Prime. Denied. Reeves said, we want to be seen. That's the point of this mission. Yes, sir, Murphy replied. Dr. Martinez approached the captain's chair. Sir, may I speak with you privately? Reeves nodded, and they moved to a small conference room just off the bridge. What is it, Doctor? Reeves asked once the door closed. I've been thinking about our quantum singularity drive, Martinez said. The Council races don't have anything like it. Their fastest ships use something they call fold space drive. It's efficient, but nowhere near as fast or flexible as ours. Your point. Our mere presence will upset the balance of power. Even if we don't fire a shot, the fact that we have this technology will change everything. Martinez ran a hand through her hair. Are we ready for that responsibility? Reeves considered her words. Earth has been preparing for this moment for 300 years. Doctor, we've observed the Council. We've seen how they operate. They respect power. They understand strength. We need to show them that humanity has both. And if they attack us, then we defend ourselves. But we do not start a war. Reeves put a hand on her shoulder. Your drive gives us an advantage. It means we can leave quickly if things go badly. Focus on that. Martinez nodded. Yes, sir. They returned to the bridge just as Officer Garcia called out, Captain, I'm picking up a transmission. It's being broadcast on all frequencies. Let's hear it, Reeves said. A harsh, grating voice filled the bridge. The translation system converted it to English automatically. Attention, unknown vessel. You are approaching Galactic Council space. Identify yourself and state your purpose or be destroyed. That's sooner than expected, Reeves muttered. Garcia, open a channel. Channel open, sir. This is Captain Eric Reeves of the United Earthship Defiant. We are on a diplomatic mission to the Galactic Council. We request safe passage to Centauri Prime. There was a long pause before the response came. Earth vessel, your planet has been restricted to your home system by Council decree. Return immediately or face destruction. Reeves exchanged looks with his crew. Garcia maintained the channel. Baker scanned for vessels in the area. I'm detecting a small patrol ship at the edge of our sensor range. Baker reported. Viridian design, minimal weapons and defenses. They must be a forward scout. They're waiting for our response, Captain, Garcia said. Reeves thought for a moment. Tell them this. We are aware of no legal restriction on Earth vessels. We are proceeding to SciFiPrime on a diplomatic mission. We have no hostile intent. Garcia transmitted the message. The response was immediate. Your primitive understanding of galactic law is irrelevant. The Council has spoken. Turn back now. This is your final warning. No response needed, Garcia. Reeves said. Murphy, maintain course and speed. Yes, sir, Murphy replied. At current speed, we'll reach SciFiPrime in 34 hours. Captain, Baker called out, the Viridian scout ship is moving away at high speed. They're likely returning to report our presence. Let them, Reeves said. That's part of the plan. The next several hours passed quietly. The crew took their meals in shifts. No one wanted to be away from their station for long. Reeves used the time to review more files on the Council races, particularly the Viridians. They were among the most aggressive of the Council species, often serving as its military arm. 18 hours into their journey, Baker's sensors came alive. Captain, multiple ships approaching. 17 vessels moving to intercept. They're forming a blockade across our path. Composition? Reeves asked. Mostly Viridian warships. 2 appear to be from the Proximan fleet. 1 large vessel shows Council markings, likely a command ship. Time to intercept? 2 hours at our current speed, Murphy reported. Reeves stood. All hands to battle stations. This is not a drill. Johnson, bring shields to full power, but keep weapons on standby. We do not fire first, understood? Understood, Captain, Johnson replied, her fingers already working her console. Garcia, broadcast on all frequencies, all languages. Make sure they hear this. This is Captain Eric Reeves of the U.S. Defiant. We are on a peaceful diplomatic mission to address the Galactic Council. We request safe passage and will not deviate from our course. As Garcia sent the message, Dr. Martinez approached the captain again. Sir, should I prepare the drive for emergency displacement if needed? Reeves shook his head. No, we're not running. The quantum drive stays in standard configuration. 2 hours later, the Defiant approached the blockade. On the main view screen, the Council vessels were visible, a mix of shapes and sizes, but all clearly armed and ready for battle. They're hailing us, Garcia reported. On screen, Reeves ordered. The screen flickered, then showed a Viridian commander. Its green skin glistened under the lights of its bridge, its 3 eyes blinking independently of each other. Earth vessel, it said. You have violated Council directive. Return to your system immediately or be destroyed. Reeves stood, straightening his uniform. This is Captain Eric Reeves of the United Earthship Defiant. We come in peace to address the Galactic Council. We request safe passage. The Viridian made that garbage disposal sound that served as its laugh. Your species does not understand its place in the galaxy. Allow us to educate you. The transmission cut off. They're charging weapons, Johnson reported calmly. Shields at maximum. Reeves ordered. All hands brace for impact. Do not return fire unless I command it. The first volley from the Viridian ship streaked across space, bright pulses of energy that struck the Defiant shields. The bridge crew tense, but there was no impact, no shaking, not even a power fluctuation. Shields holding at 100%, Johnson reported, surprise evident in her voice despite her professional demeanor. No damage. Their weapons had no effect at all, Baker added, checking her readings. Sir, their technology is actually less advanced than we anticipated. The Viridian ships fired again, this time concentrating all weapons on a single point. Again, the Defiant shields absorbed the attack without strain. They're hailing us again, Garcia said. The Viridian commander reappeared on screen, its previous arrogance replaced by visible confusion. What manner of shielding is this? You will surrender your technology immediately. We came to talk, Reeves responded, not to surrender anything. Will you escort us to the Council, or must we proceed on our own? Captain Reeves stood firm on the bridge of the Defiant, staring at the Viridian commander on the view screen. The alien's 3 eyes blinked rapidly, a sign of distress according to briefing files. "This is your final warning," the Viridian said, though its voice lacked the confidence it had shown earlier. "Leave immediately or we will destroy your vessel." Reeves sighed. "We've already demonstrated that your weapons have no effect on our shields. We didn't come to fight. We came to talk. Now, will you escort us to the council, or will you continue this pointless aggression?" The Viridian made a harsh clicking sound. "You leave us no choice." The transmission ended. "They're repositioning their ships," Officer Baker reported from her science station, "forming a tighter blockade. All vessels have weapons charged. They're going to fire everything they have at once," Weapons Specialist Johnson said. "Targeting our engines this time." Reeves sat in his command chair. "Let them try. Johnson, prepare a single graviton torpedo. Minimum yield. Target the space between their ships. Do not fire until I give the order." "Torpedo ready, Captain," Johnson confirmed after a moment. The bridge was silent as they watched the enemy ships maneuver into a new formation. The tension was thick enough to cut with a knife. "Here they come," Baker warned. All ships firing simultaneously. The space around the Defiant lit up as energy weapons from 17 alien vessels converged on the Earth ship. The shields flickered slightly but held firm. "Shield status?" Reeves asked. 98% and holding," Johnson reported. "Minor power fluctuation, but nothing serious." "They're preparing to fire again," Baker said. "And, Captain, I'm detecting communications between the Viridian fleet and Centauri Prime. They're requesting reinforcements." Reeves nodded. "It's time for our demonstration then. Johnson, fire the graviton torpedo." "Firing now, sir." A small, unremarkable projectile launched from the Defiant. It moved slowly compared to the energy weapons they had faced. The alien ships, focusing on their next attack, didn't even try to intercept it. The torpedo detonated in empty space between 3 Viridian warships. There was no explosion, no flash of light. Instead, a localized gravity well formed instantly. The 3 closest Viridian ships, caught in its pull, were dragged toward each other. Their pilots tried to compensate, firing thrusters at maximum power, but it was useless against the artificial gravity. The ships collided with each other, not hard enough to destroy them, but with sufficient force to damage their engines and weapons. They spun helplessly in space, no longer a threat. "Graviton torpedo functioned perfectly," Johnson reported. 3 enemy vessels disabled. No casualties detected. "Open a channel to the remaining ships," Reeves ordered. When the communication was established, Reeves stood again. "This is Captain Reeves. As you can see, we could have destroyed those vessels if we wished. We chose not to. We have no desire for conflict. Our mission is peaceful. Now, I ask one more time, will you escort us to the council or shall we proceed alone?" There was a long pause before the Viridian commander responded. Its voice was subdued now. "We will escort you to Centauri Prime. Follow our lead vessel and do not deviate from the assigned course." "Thank you," Reeves said simply. The transmission ended. "Did we just win?" Murphy asked from the navigation station. "This was just the first hurdle," Reeves replied. "The real challenge awaits us at Centauri Prime. But yes, round 1 goes to Earth." Dr. Martinez approached the captain's chair. "The graviton torpedo worked better than expected in real-world conditions," she said quietly. "The localized gravity well was 15% stronger than our simulations predicted. Is that a problem?" Reeves asked. "No, but it means our weapons are even more effective than we thought." Martinez looked troubled. "These people have no defense against our technology, Eric. None at all." Reeves understood her concern. "Then let's hope they're wise enough to talk instead of fight." The journey to Centauri Prime took another 12 hours. The Defiant followed the lead Viridian vessel, maintaining a respectful distance. The other alien ships formed an escort that looked like an honor guard, but was really a wary collection of watchdogs. As they approached Centauri Prime, the crew of the Defiant got their first look at the heart of the Galactic Council. It was a massive space station orbiting a blue-white star. The station was shaped like a wheel with 17 spokes, each representing one of the elder species of the Council. Ships of all sizes and shapes moved around it, a constant flow of traffic that spoke to the importance of this place. "It's impressive," Officer Baker admitted as she studied the station. "The engineering required to build something like that." "We could build it," Dr. Martinez said. "With our technology, we could construct something twice that size in half the time." "They don't need to know that yet," Reeves cautioned. "Let's not show all our cards at once." A new transmission came in from the station. This time, it wasn't a Viridian but a different alien, a tall, willowy being with pale blue skin and 4 arms. "Earth vessel Defiant. This is station control. You are cleared to dock at Bay 94. Security personnel will meet you. Your captain and 2 officers are permitted to disembark. The rest must remain aboard." "Acknowledged," Reeves replied. "We'll comply." After the transmission ended, Reeves addressed his crew. "Dr. Martinez, Officer Baker, you'll accompany me to the Council. Johnson, you have command of the Defiant in my absence. If anything happens to us, your orders are to return to Earth immediately and report to Admiral Carter." "Yes, sir," Johnson said. "But nothing's going to happen to you." "Let's hope not," Reeves said with a tight smile. The Defiant docked smoothly at the assigned bay. Through the viewports, they could see dozens of alien security personnel waiting for them, all heavily armed. Reeves, Martinez, and Baker prepared to disembark. They wore their formal uniforms, dark blue with silver trim, each bearing the U.S. insignia and their rank markings. They carried no visible weapons. "Remember," Reeves told the companions, "we represent all of humanity today. No matter what happens, maintain your composure. We are not the primitives they think we are." They stepped off the Defiant and were immediately surrounded by security officers of various species. Most were Viridians, but there were others too. Some Reeves recognized from the briefing files. Others he didn't. A tall alien with gleaming scales and a long, serpentine neck approached them. "I am Security Chief Thalix. You will follow me to the council chambers. Do not speak to anyone else. Do not deviate from our path." "Thank you for your hospitality," Reeves said with just a hint of irony. They were led through the station, drawing stares from every alien they passed. Some looked fearful, others curious, a few openly hostile. News of what had happened at the blockade had clearly spread quickly. The council chambers were located at the hub of the wheel-shaped station. It was a vast, circular room with tiered seating rising on all sides. Each section was designed to accommodate the different physiologies of the 17 elder species. In the center was a round platform where speakers would stand. To Reeves' surprise, the chambers were packed. Representatives from all 17 elder species were present, along with many junior members of the council. It seemed their arrival had caused quite a stir. Security Chief Thalix led them to the center platform. "Wait here," he ordered. "The Grand Arbiter will address you shortly." As they waited, Dr. Martinez whispered, "They're all watching us, like we're some kind of exhibition." "Or a threat?" Officer Baker added. "Both," Reeves said. "Stay sharp." A hush fell over the chamber as a new figure entered. This was the Grand Arbiter, the highest authority in the council. It was a Medusan, one of the oldest species in the galaxy. It stood nearly 3 meters tall, with a body covered in glittering scales that shifted colors in the light. Its face was vaguely humanoid, but with no nose and 4 eyes arranged in a diamond pattern. The Grand Arbiter took its place on a raised platform above the chamber. Its voice, when it spoke, was deep and resonant, filling the room without the need for amplification. "Captain Eric Reeves of Earth," it said, "you stand before this council in violation of a direct order. Your species was instructed to remain within your home system. Yet here you are, in a vessel that disabled 3 Viridian warships without destroying them." The Grand Arbiter paused. An impressive show of restraint. Reeves stepped forward. "Grand Arbiter, members of the council, we came in peace the first time. We have returned with the same intention." Earth seeks only to join the galactic community as equals, to share knowledge and culture for the benefit of all. Yet you bring a warship to a diplomatic meeting, hissed a Proximan representative from one of the lower tiers. We brought exactly what you understand, Dr. Martinez said, stepping forward to stand beside Reeves. You rejected our peaceful overtures. Now we speak in terms you respect. The chamber erupted in angry shouts and protests. The Grand Arbiter raised one long-fingered hand, and silence fell again. You speak boldly for a species so new to the stars, the Grand Arbiter said. Tell me, Captain Reeves, what does Earth hope to gain by this demonstration? Recognition, Reeves replied simply. Recognition that humanity is not what you assumed us to be. We are not primitive. We are not violent without cause. We are not to be dismissed or threatened. He looked around the chamber, meeting the alien gazes. We came to talk. If you're ready to listen, we have much to discuss. The Grand Arbiter studied him for a long moment. I believe, it said finally, that this discussion requires a more private setting. Captain Reeves, you and your officers will join me and the High Council in the inner chamber. The rest of the council is dismissed until tomorrow. There were protests, but the Grand Arbiter's decision was final. As the chamber began to empty, Reeves exchanged glances with Martinez and Baker. This was unexpected, but it might be an opportunity. Follow me, the Grand Arbiter said, descending from his platform. It seems we have much to learn about Earth and its capabilities. As they followed the Grand Arbiter toward a small door at the back of the chamber, Reeves felt a mix of hope and caution. The first real test of their mission was about to begin. 3 days had passed since Captain Reeves and his team first entered the council chambers. 3 days of tense negotiations, demonstrations of Earth's technology, and careful diplomacy. The Defiant remained in orbit around SciFiPrime, a silent reminder of Earth's unexpected power. Inside the High Council's private meeting room, Captain Reeves sat across from the Grand Arbiter. Dr. Martinez and Officer Baker flanked him on either side. Across the table sat representatives from each of the 17 elder species. The mood was very different from their first meeting. Gone was the arrogance and dismissal. Now the alien representatives watched the humans with careful, calculating eyes. We have reviewed all the information you provided, the Grand Arbiter said. Its scales shifted to a deep blue color, which Reeves had learned indicated serious thought. Your technology is impressive, particularly your quantum singularity drive and graviton weapons. Thank you, Reeves said. As we've explained, Earth has possessed faster-than-light technology for much longer than you believed. We chose to observe the galaxy before revealing ourselves fully. A wise precaution, admitted the Proximan representative. Its earlier hostility had been replaced by grudging respect, though some might call it deceptive. We call it prudent, Dr. Martinez replied. The reception our initial diplomatic mission received proved we were right to be cautious. The Viridian representative made a low hissing sound. It had been the most difficult to convince over the past 3 days. The question remains, why reveal yourselves now? Why not continue to observe from a distance? Reeves leaned forward. Because isolation serves no one. Earth has much to offer the galaxy, and much to learn. We've developed on a different path than your civilizations. Our solutions to problems may benefit you, just as yours may benefit us. And if we had continued to reject you, asked a gas-based entity through its translation device, would you have used your technology against us? No, Reeves said firmly. We would have returned to Earth disappointed but peaceful. We demonstrated our capabilities only when attacked. Earth does not seek conflict. The Grand Arbiter raised a long-fingered hand. After 3 days of discussion, I believe it is time for a decision. It looked around the table at the other representatives. A vote on Earth's application for council membership. One by one, the representatives voted. Some did so grudgingly, others with enthusiasm. When the final vote was counted, the result was clear. Earth would be granted membership to Galactic Council. More than that, it would be given a permanent seat on the Security Coalition, the group responsible for maintaining peace throughout Council space. A wise decision, the Grand Arbiter said. Captain Reeves, please inform your government. We will prepare the formal ceremony for tomorrow. Reeves nodded. Thank you, Grand Arbiter. Earth appreciates this opportunity. Later, as Reeves and his team walked back to the Defiant, Dr. Martinez spoke quietly. That went better than expected. Fear is a powerful motivator, Officer Baker observed. They're terrified of us, of what one ship could do. Reeves didn't reply immediately. When they reached a quiet corridor, he stopped and turned to his officers. It's not just fear, it's respect. We showed them something they didn't expect from humans. Our technology? Martinez asked. Our restraint, Reeves corrected. We could have destroyed those ships, but we disabled them instead. We could have made demands, but we asked for cooperation. That impressed them more than our weapons. On the Defiant, Reeves called Earth to report their success. President Wright's face appeared on the screen, tired but hopeful. The Council has accepted Earth's application for membership, Reeves reported. We've been granted a permanent seat on the Security Coalition. The President smiled. Excellent work, Captain. Ambassador Miller is already on her way to SciFiPrime with a full diplomatic team. She'll take over the formal proceedings. We'll be ready to welcome her, Reeves assured her. After the call ended, Reeves sat in his quarters, thinking about everything that had happened. They had achieved their mission. But this was just the beginning. Earth was about to step onto a much larger stage. A chime at his door interrupted his thoughts. Enter, he called. Dr. Martinez came in, carrying a data pad. Captain, you should see this. We're receiving messages from all over the galaxy. Reeves took the pad and scrolled through the incoming communications. There were hundreds of them, from dozens of species. Many were from the junior members of the Council, congratulating Earth on its membership. But others were more interesting. Messages from species that weren't part of the Council at all. They're asking for our help, Reeves realized as he read. These smaller civilizations, they're reaching out to Earth specifically. Martinez nodded. They've all heard about what happened with the Viridian ships. Word spreads fast, even in space. They see us as different from the elder species. A potential protector. Reeves said, someone who might stand up for the little guy. Is that a role we want to take on? Martinez asked. Reeves considered the question. I think it might be the role we were meant for. The next morning, Ambassador Susan Miller arrived on SciFiPrime. Captain Reeves and his officers greeted her at the docking bay. She looked composed and dignified, showing no sign of the humiliation she had suffered on her previous visit. Captain Reeves, she said with a warm smile. Well done. Your mission has changed everything. Thank you, Ambassador, Reeves replied. But the hard part is just beginning. Miller nodded. True. Now we have to prove we deserve our place here. She looked past him to the security escorts waiting to take them to the council chambers. Are they still afraid of us? Yes, Reeves admitted, but fear can turn to respect given time. The formal ceremony was held in the main council chamber, with representatives from all member species in attendance. The Grand Arbiter officially welcomed Earth to the Galactic Council, and Ambassador Miller signed the treaty. Captain Reeves and his crew stood at attention behind her, a reminder of how this moment had been achieved. As they prepared to leave the chamber after the ceremony, the Grand Arbiter approached Reeves. A moment of your time, Captain, it said, drawing him aside. Of course, Grand Arbiter. The alien studied him with its 4 eyes. I am curious about something. You say Earth has possessed advanced technology for centuries, yet kept it hidden. Why? Reeves considered his answer carefully. Humanity has been watching the galaxy for a long time. We've seen how the Council operates, how the strong dominate the weak. We waited, hoping to see change. When it didn't come, we decided to force it. By revealing your power, the Grand Arbiter said. By demonstrating that power doesn't have to be used to dominate. Reeves corrected. We could have arrived with a fleet. We could have made demands. Instead, we came with one ship and asked for respect. The Grand Arbiter's scales shifted to a color Reeves hadn't seen before, a deep, rich purple. An interesting approach. Very uncouncil-like. Perhaps that's what the Council needs, Reeves suggested. a different perspective. Perhaps, the Grand Arbiter agreed. I look forward to seeing what Earth brings to our discussions. It hesitated, then added, there is one other matter that puzzles me. Your ship, the Defiant. It is clearly a marvel of technology. How many more like it does Earth possess? Reeves smiled. That, Grand Arbiter, is something you'll have to wonder about. That evening, Captain Reeves stood in his quarters aboard the Defiant, looking out at the stars. In a few days, they would return to Earth, their mission complete. Ambassador Miller and her team would remain on SciFiPrime to represent humanity's interests. Dr. Martinez joined him at the viewport. Thinking about home? She asked. Thinking about the future, Reeves replied. Everything changes from here. The balance of power in the galaxy has shifted because of one battleship. Martinez said with a small smile. Because of what that battleship represents. Reeves corrected. Hope for something better than the way things have been. His communication device chimed. It was Officer Baker. Captain, you might want to see this. We're receiving more messages. Dozens more species reaching out to Earth directly. They're asking for protection, for alliances, for technology. The word is spreading. Tell them Ambassador Miller will respond to all requests through proper channels. Reeves said, but make sure they know Earth is listening. After Baker signed off, Martinez turned to Reeves. And when they learn we only have one battleship, she asked quietly. By then, Reeves smiled, we'll have more. But more importantly, they'll understand what makes humans different. We didn't destroy their ships when we could have. We didn't demand surrender or reparations. We asked for respect and cooperation. He turned back to the viewport, looking out at the vast expanse of stars. Earth sent one battleship, and the entire galaxy cowered. Not because of our weapons, but because after centuries of watching, learning, and preparing, humanity finally revealed a truth the Galactic Council never expected. We are not the primitives they thought we were. We are their future. As the Defiant prepared for its journey home, messages continued to pour in from across the galaxy. The name of Earth, once dismissed as an insignificant planet of primitives, was now spoken with a mixture of fear, respect, and hope throughout the stars. The galaxy would never be the same, and it had all started with one battleship.